Hey everybody, this is Caleb Johnson. I got some great stuff for you here today. I'm going to share with you how you can master of being persistent, the psychology of being persistent. Now, it is a psychology behind it. It's not just doing it every day and every day and every day. And then, have you ever wonder why you start and stop and start and stop and start again and you stop again and you start again and you stop again? It's a psychology behind it of why you start and stop. And then I'm going to give you a reason why you do it. And then I'm going to give you some tools that you can use that you can definitely make sure that you can be persistent. Now, stay tuned. This might be a little bit longer video, but it's a lot of value in this, and I can get it out as fast as possible. Okay, guys. So first off, when you're being when you're building your business, you're building your network marketing business, or you're building your whatever business that you're building, any kind of business, you still have to be persistent in doing it. You have to be persistent in doing whatever that you do. You go to work every day and you get paid. If you don't go to work, you don't get paid. So it's the same thing. It's same concept. You do your business every day so you can get that commission. You don't do your business, well, it doesn't really matter at the beginning, because if you do something or you don't do nothing, it's really not going to matter until you get results, and that's when it really is going to matter. So now I want you guys to write down two words, okay? I want you to write down two words and get a piece of paper and write them down. Now, the first word I want you to write down is, I want you to write down this word is passive, okay? That's the first word I want you to write down, passive. And then the second word I want you to write down right now, right underneath it, I want you to write persistent, okay? Now I'm going to go somewhere with this. Now, with passive, what do you think passive mean? Okay, so passive income. Passive income basically means, it pretty much means that I will be poor. Okay, that is a word, poorer. Okay, so I mean, $50,000 a year is poorer than $100,000 a year. $26,000 a year is poorer than $36,000 a year, and so on and so on. So I will be poor is passive income. So now persistence. What do you think persistence is? Now this is a rhetorical question, so bear with me. I'm going somewhere with this, but what do you think? You don't have to get it right or wrong, but persistence is basically is very simple. Is I will tick people off. Okay, guys. Now being persistent, you will tick people off, because even if you're building your business, you're following up with people, you're calling people, and what you're going to do, what I'm going to show you in this video, is why being persistent will tick people off. Because why? Because I mean, you're not going to like everybody, and people are not going to like you. You can call as many people as you want, and you can call as less many people. You can call 10 people a day. Out of those 10 people, there's going to be a certain amount of people that you're going to be calling, that you call over and over again, or being persistent. They're not going to like you. People are just not going to like you. People don't like everyone. You can't please everyone. You can't like everyone. Can't like you. So you're going to tick people off when you be persistent, and not necessarily calling the same people, just calling people every day. You try it out. If you make 20 to 30 calls a day, and eventually, out of those 20 30 calls, it's a percentage of the number of people in them calls will probably just hang up on you. Don't call back here, and how'd you get my number? And so you will tick people off, okay? And I'm going to share with you how you can be persistent, and how our minds work, and what if we change this, we can definitely be more persistent, so we won't just fall back on being passive, having passive income, because we will be poorer than what we want to create for our lives, what income we want to create. So for the next one, I said, so think about it as four cylinders. Okay, you have four cylinders. You should have a Toyota, a four-cylinder Toyota. It gets good on gas, and these are your four cylinders right here. Okay, and then you have yourself. The first two cylinders on your car is yourself, and the second two cylinders on the car is products and services. Okay, whatever your product and services is on your company, and then you have yourself. Now think about it. Each cylinder is a belief and value, and value and belief. keeping notion that I say value and belief. Now, yourself is not always belief. We can always believe in something, but if you don't have value in it, and it doesn't reach up to hold up to your values, it's not a match. And the same thing for your product and service. You can believe in your service, but you may not value your service to be able to give it out to people. You may, oh, well, the service works, but I wouldn't give it to Annie Ann. Okay, so let's just say this, for example. So if we change this, so for one of our cylinders, so if we have the cylinder A value, if the cylinder A value is going and is running, and then we have a product service cylinder that's running. Okay, so we have we got one cylinder up and running, which is value, but on yourself, you have no belief. You value yourself as a person, but you just don't have no belief in yourself. But you value the product and service that you have from your company, but you just don't believe in it. You don't believe in the company. Now, with these cylinders right here, you think that's going to work? No, because all cylinders are not working. See, cylinders create compulsion, okay, and compression, and compulsion, compression, and compression creates energy, and you need all four cylinders working to get that energy. So, what you need to do, you need to have your belief cylinder working as well as your value cylinder working for yourself, and you need to have your beliefs cylinder working for your product and service, and you need to have your belief cylinder working for your product and service. Now, when all four cylinders are up and running and going, like a car, when you have a missed cylinder, you get that check engine light on your car. It says, "Uh oh," and it can be like a misfire or a missed cylinder. I've had that a couple of times. That means you need to get that checked out. And then sometimes you might hear the car jump a little bit, it's jumping a little bit because it's lacking a cylinder. If you have a four-cylinder car, you need all four cylinders firing up and going. If you have an eight-cylinder, you need all eight cylinders going and rolling. So you might say, well, okay, what can I do to make my four cylinders work all the time? Now, what you can do, spend your time learning and focusing on what causes your value and belief on yourself and your value and belief in your product and service to decrease and increase. And then once you figure that out, just change it, because you have to have value and belief in yourself, and you got to have value and belief in your product and services. And that's the only way you're going to be persistent. Because when you have all four of these cylinders going, the more persistent you're going to be every single day. If you're lacking any of these cylinders, which is most of the time, the product and service cylinder right here, these cylinders are pretty much okay. But what we usually lack in anything that we do is our self. And we always lack our self cylinder because we have baggage here. Something may have happened in our lives, or we don't believe in network marketing, or whatever it is. And this is usually most people. And this was me when I first got started in network marketing. I didn't have any belief or value in myself but I believed in the company and the value in the company. So when these cylinders are off, it can definitely jeopardize your growth. So make sure, guys, figure out and learn what decreases and increases your value for yourself and the value for your product service, so you can have all four cylinders running so you can get up to your goals, up that hill in that car. Now, I want you to take in fact to this now. Write down these numbers too as well. The numbers are, I want you to write 100 times 10, and then I want you to write 1,000 times 1. Okay? Now, you have a lead, and you have a bunch of calls you're going to make. Okay, guys? Now, I'm going to get to that. Now, from 100 times 10 to 1,000 times 1, so which one you think it's very smarter? So now you might say, well, okay, what are you talking about? Okay, so 100 calls times 10. So you have 100 people on your list and you call them 10 times each, or 1,000 people on your list and you call them one time. So which way do you think is smarter? 100 people on your list, call them 10 times, or 1,000 people on your list, you call them once on your list? Now, what is smarter? This is smarter. Okay, 100 people times 10. Okay, why isn't 1,000 people times one call? Let me give you an example. You have a lead. You're calling this one person, and they don't answer. Okay, what do? You leave a voicemail, and you sit there and start waiting for them to call. Which I don't know why is because it's commission, and that's what we do, and it's network marketing. And you want people, if you want to control your income, you want to reach out and call that person back again. If you want someone else to control your income, you can sit down and wait until they call you back. It's not going to happen. Most people, when you call them, you leave a voicemail, they might call back if you create enough curiosity, but most of the time they don't call back. So you have to call them. Okay, so calling 100 people 10 times is way more smarter than calling 1,000 people one time. Okay, and when you do that, when you call 100 people 10 times, what are you going to do? Most of the time, what are you going to do? You're going to tick them off. There you go again with the tick them off of being persistent. That's the persistence. You're going to tick them off. But that's okay because you know why? Our value of ourself and our belief is both cylinders are going good. Both cylinders are good, and our product and service are good. Both cylinders are running. So when all four cylinders are running, we don't really care or matter what how people think about us. We just know that we believe in ourselves, we value ourselves, we believe in our product, we value our product and service. Doesn't really matter what they think, okay? Now, when you're doing that, here's self sabotage. This is why 1,000 times 1 is no good, and 100 times 10 is good. Why? Because, for example, go back to that when you have a lead and you're making a call. So you're making a call and the person doesn't answer. So what do? You wait around for them to call. Okay, so and then the longer you wait for them to call you back, the more self-talk that starts coming into your head and creeping into your head. So stuff like this. This is an example. This is self-talk that I've noticed in my life, and you can see if you can relate to it. Oh, you're waiting. You say, oh, and then the next day goes on. You say, oh, I don't want to call. Maybe this is too early. Maybe it's too late. What if they yell at me on the phone? What if they actually, what if they Google my company? Or what if they're not interested? What if they say no to me? This company is the greatest company in the world. Why would they say no to me? What if they reject me, not the company? Oh man, I don't want to get called on the phone. What if their grandmother answers the phone? What if I wake them up? All this self sabotage. You're just going to sabotage yourself into the next phone call. See, guys, and you won't even pick up the phone to call that person back because you have a story already with that number. So what do? You make another call to a new call. You dial another number, a new number. Why? Because there's no story with that number. You have a story with the last number because you self sabotage yourself on the reasons why not to call that person. So what? You choose another number so you don't have to worry about you don't have a story with the new number, so you can start all over again. So that's what you basically going to do on 1,000 people. Each one that doesn't answer, that you leave a voicemail, you're going to self sabotage yourself 1,000 times, and then eventually you'll have gone through 1,000 people or more, or if not even that, and then you would have never even gotten nowhere. But if we call 100 people knowing that we will tick them off, and we if they don't answer, we call again, and then you call again, you call again, and you call again until they answer, and you call again until they answer again, and you call again, and you call again, because we got all four cylinders working. We know our value system, we know our belief, we know our value in our product and service, we know our belief in our product and service. So we really don't care what they're going to think, what they're going to do, because we believe and we have all four cylinders running, and only when we call them, we just want to get a yes or no, and then when we get that answer, then we can decide if we want to take them off the list. Guys, keep in mind, all sales are made from the fifth and 12th attempt that you have tried. I've actually tried this. I literally have been calling some of my prospects seventh time, you would think I've tried different times. I've tried different cell phone. I even got in my wife's cell phone and tried different numbers, and they still didn't answer. But on that seventh, eighth time, between the fifth and 12th time, they finally answered. I said, "Well, Caleb, I appreciate the follow up. Right now, I'm just too busy. I'm not interested." And I said, "Okay, great. Now I can finally cross this guy off my list." So, guys, as you can see, remember this is the smarter way to go right here. Calling 100 people 10 times. Now, these numbers are just examples. So, if you have a list of 20 people, just remember, call them until they answer. It's not about how many people you have on your list. It's about how many times you've called those people on your list. And if your cylinders are rolling, you got your whole belief level and value going for yourself, and your whole belief value going for your product and service. You got all four cylinders going. You remember, you will take people off because you have that confidence and you have all cylinders rolling. And or if not, you can be poor and continue to get passive income, but you will always be poorer than with the income that you want to create in your life. If you can remember all that, guys, it's going to be a great year for you. It's going to be a great business. You're going to kill it in this business. So, guys, if you got value from this, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you will never miss another video again. And if you're struggling to find people to talk to, remember, guys, if you're struggling to find people to talk to in your business and you want to download unlimited people to talk to, go to my website, CalebJohnsonOnline.com, and get access to that webinar showing you how to do exactly that. And don't download 1,000 people. Get 100 people from that list and call them 10 times. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.